Hi investors, and welcome to another 180 Markets weekly wrap. And today we are going to talk about a potentially big fight night in the US. That's right. But before we get to that, you know the drill. Like, subscribe so we can share all of our contact with you here at 180 Markets. Now, what did I mean by fight night tonight? Well, the US, in case you didn't watch, and it is not reflective quite in the pricing, it was pretty wild overnight. The market started very strong, but then finished quite weak, down about 0.5% or 0.75%, depending on which index you're watching. But the real story that we are watching is inflation, because we are seeing upticks in commodities, such as oil has run from circa $85 a barrel up to $91. Gold is fully broken out, so has copper as well. But here is the point I want to mention. For the first time, one of the U.S. Federal Reserve board members from Minnesota suggested that we may not cut rates in the U.S. for the rest of the year. And what does that mean? That means that inflation may not be as under control as people thought. And one of the big data points we are going to get tonight are the U.S. job reports. And what it means here in Australia is if we have higher inflation, it potentially could be good for those commodities such as gold and copper that are historically inflation fighters and have already broken out technically. And not only that, those commodities, there are many capital raising opportunities in those specific companies, and that is what Sean is going to talk about now.
Thanks, Greg. And the action is back. We've seen a run in the copper price and the gold price. A lot of the small cap gold miners are finally starting to move, and the copper price is still heading up. As well as that, the uranium price had quite a few upward days, and uranium stocks are also performing well. But we're going to talk about a few biotech stocks today because that whole sector is heating up. There's been quite a bit of activity through placements and quite a few movers. So let's go to the screen. Let's start with placements. Now, here is a biotech that a lot of people would remember from about a year ago when it had a massive run. Antiotech ADO. So they raised money this week at 2.5 cents, which was a 28% discount to the last traded price of 3.5. That came with a free 1-for-1 option expiring at 3.5. So hopefully for punters that took that, it can have another run soon. Let's take a look at the 5-year chart because this one was one that ran very well in the end of 2020. It was trading at about 2 or 3 cents, so back to where it is now, and hit almost 45 cents. So yeah, a lot of volume went back through the stock, and yeah, punters are hoping that the same thing can happen again. ENR, let's take a look there. They raised money this week. We can see it's trading down, but they did raise at 22 cents, and that's going to fund their upcoming drilling program in Western Australia. Now, one I was a little bit annoyed about because I actually I wanted to take a punt and take part in this placement. Elmer, they raised money at 0.8, and unfortunately, they didn't return my calls because we did have quite a few investors that wanted to participate. So Elmer, if you're watching, just give us a call back, and we won't hurt you. Just give us a call. We'd love to chat. ENV hit the market again. This one has had a massive run up, so well done to Seb and the boys at GBA. They raised money initially down here at 0.5. This was just about 3 months ago. The stock almost hit 4.5 recently and went down. Now they're raising money at 1.8 cents, and that came with a free 1-for-2 4-cent option. Few serial raisers raising again. AQX, Alice Queen. This is about the 55th raise in the last 55 days, it feels like, every time lower and lower. So we don't know the terms then. We don't know the terms now, but yeah, let's see what happens. M2R, another serial raiser, raised money at 1.2 cents. good luck to the boys at Cadman. Hopefully this is a successful raise for you. Finally, we'll just take a look at Lipidico Ltd. So they are doing a rights issue at 0.3, partially underwritten, and there are some free options there. So one of the old lithium favorites, as we can see, they had a massive run end of 2021 with all the lithium stocks. Let's look at movers. So Mesoblast, another biotech. So this is a 5-year chart. Let's take a look at the 30-day chart. They were trading all the way back down at 33 cents about 2 weeks ago. And they actually did a placement at 30 cents, say about 6 weeks ago. Now, not only did they have good news, but they had a new substantial shareholder increase their holding. And as well as that, they are listed overseas. And overseas, one night it doubled, and we followed there. So they had some great phase 2 clinical results. And yeah, for Mesoblast holders, it has been a bit of a tough ride. If we look at the 5-year chart, they were trading as high as $5 middle of 2020, and it has had a tough last few years, but hopefully this is the start of more upwards movements. ACN, another biotech, not one I know a lot about, but yeah, they had a massive move early in the week. Their Dapsone gel, I don't know what that's used for, but I'm getting a lot older, so I seem to need all these different gels and ointments and whatever. So I'll take a look into that. That sent the stock quite a bit higher. DTM. So this one had a run. It opened the week very, very strongly and for no reason. There was no announcement. It just went bang on Tuesday morning. The ASX did give them a speeding ticket, and the only thing that they could see was a article in Stockhead, which just said how cheap they are, or how cheap they were, 2 cents. So that probably did really contribute. Now let's take a look at Downs. Now, unfortunately, I am holding both of them. So how bad am I? Firstly, AEV made a pretty, I mean, they had an issue with their debt, and they knew that it was coming up, but they did not sort it out in time. So they were suspended for quite a bit, and they sorted out their debt, but they did a capital raise, and I think they may not be fully funded at the moment, and the market clearly knows that. It's trading down 44%. Another one that I'm holding that's had a pretty bad week is Genman, GEN. They raised money at 10 cents. That was after being delisted for quite a while. So yeah, sucks to be me, doesn't it? That's the wrap. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. If you are in Adelaide and you're there, please support the Blues for me. I was unable to go, so it's a big weekend of footy. It's a bit colder in Melbourne, so we'll be indoors, but yeah, hopefully for all of you in other states, it's a bit warmer. See you next week.